Now, how much time does it require to run a well-run online community? And can you share some of those tips with us? How long does it take?
Yeah, it's funny. Someone was saying that to me this morning. Actually, it's like, how do you find the time to do it all? And because she was saying, well, I have my day job, so I haven't got time to do these other things. And I suppose I said, well, partly I guess it is my day job, that given running a community platform, so I can have that excuse. Partly I enjoy it, to be honest. So I want to do it. Partly I suppose because I'm used to it, I'm quite fast at it. So like, content creation, I find comes to me very easily. But I mean, interestingly, you mentioned content plans and things, and I sort of mixed feelings about that, only in as much as if you're having to do sort of content plans and schedules and all sorts of stuff, editorial planning, that feels like quite a lot of work. It feels almost slightly a bit dry as well, or at least, if like with e-consultancy, and we do a bit with Guild publishing content, but that's kind of, that's content, that's articles and podcasts or whatever it is these days. For me, the often the essence of community is essentially questions and answers.
Right.
So where as a member of a community, the single most valuable thing I can get is an answer to my question. Your content may or may not be interesting to me today or right now, or it might stimulate a response, but to be honest, we've all got enough content in our lives as well. So the thing that I really, really want is when I have a problem or challenge, I can ask my community and I get an answer, ideally quickly, and it's not necessarily right, but it's probably honest. And so so it doesn't mean you don't need content, but content's only a kind of a bit of a stimulus. And to be honest, to answer your question about my time, often it's it's not much time once you kind of get the thing up and running, because I'm not necessarily creating content, because you're just asking questions. And again, you come back to a roundtable or an event format where you ask open questions and people give you their challenges or problems. And so the content is the Q&A kind of thing. And that's super valuable and hard to get any other way and things. So, I mean, if you take Creo or the couple of groups that I run, no more than 10 minutes a day, I'd say. So it's not, it takes maybe starting it a little bit of time. And if you're having to recruit new members in, that might involve some sort of marketing and things, but even then you can get it to happen organically. There's quality filtering and things. Touch wood, so far, that in the nature of Guild, it's the moderation isn't really a problem. That can be, quality control, moderating in very open communities can take more time. But actually, there's very say most of the content comes from the members or users, and say that's not just specific to Guild. That's true in if you look at Reddit or GitHub, or a lot of the most success. Quora is kind of really interesting. Sadly, I think it's become victim of marketing people like me. It was nothing, then suddenly it was big and useful. Now it's spam to hell. But and LinkedIn, I think, quite a lot as well. It's a marketing platform, really. But yes, so I don't think it is a huge amount of time. But, and again, comes down to quality. And also, I think, your point, if you've got someone who is respected or senior or credible in their industry, it doesn't really matter what the platform is, because you'll join it because you want to, and this is particularly true. It's true in sort of with celebrities, I guess, in the kind of B2C world, but in the B2B world, if someone super influential and senior, if I don't know, Martin Sorrell invited me, I don't care what platform it is, or I'm using him as an example, but the point is, it isn't really the technology ultimately. You could do that on email and it could be super valuable.
No, I think that's a valid point. I have a very quiet audience here today. Only Faye is asking the question. So it is perfectly okay if you guys don't have questions. But because I've got a lot of stuff that I want to ask and I want to delve into it. So unless you guys are going to be asking questions, I would suggest you submit them now. Otherwise, I will just kind of delve into the other element, Ashley, which was, so it's very clear. The community manager or community leader, probably it might be split into various roles. There's the leadership, and then there's the operational one that we always see it as the iceberg. So what we think the community manager does, but what all the work that it's entailed, and then that might be picked up by other members of the team, because you still need to recruit members, you need to stimulate that, you need to do all that.